All right, so we have Lucius and Wisp.
Who does Wisp play?
Wisp is a Claren. Wisp was a Rivals 1 player initially. He didn't compete too much. Wasn't his main focus to like really grind. He hit the ground hard in Rivals 2.
That makes sense.
He's been a student of Zeke's, who's been doing a lot of coaching for a lot of top Rivals 1 players. And he also works extensively with Windows Bio. I know they're very close friends. They have the same squawk icon, I mean the player tag.
Wisp was with Bio at Multi vs. Evo, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they got 17th there, so definitely no slouch when it comes to platform fighters.
17th doesn't sound crazy, and then you remember how much was in that pot bones. Oh, they're jumping into it.
They're just getting into it.
Yeah,
letting it rip.
Like, I think there was like a 5, almost 6-digit pot in that. They got their bag that weekend. That's what I'm saying. All right, so game 1. Lucius, very much known to be a more spacious Rano. I think Rivals 2 buffed his playstyle significantly.
Oh, definitely.
Because he loves his single needles. He loves going around these flats. Merchant, I think, is his favorite stage and one of his best stages. He loves to stuff with single needle on the ground and do up B cancels off of those side platforms to then change his landing mix-ups, doing dare on shields, doing like fast fall fairs, doing tomahawk grabs. This is Lucius's home.
Yeah.
He is Merchant's biggest fan, their strongest soldier.
I think that still would go to Arizona.
I can see that. SBS and him got to fight for that. I got to put some respect on Steven. I'm loving these like run-off air dodge into then fast fall on that. You saw him go from the left platform
He's
to the
like
right
reverse. He's circling like a vulture.
You never know when he's going to land, and he just does a fast fall fair on you.
Like you said, Lucius is a little more methodical, but I feel like he looks more aggressive in Rivals 2, just because it's a bit of a more slower-paced game. So he was already playing this sort of slower-paced, methodical playstyle. Well, now it's like, okay, the game is playing at my speed. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, it feels like now everyone's having to play at a similar playstyle. Catching Tekken reads. Wisp is so good with those. Feels like everyone has to play at that pace now. It's like he's super comfortable with it. Standing single needle also got an indirect gigantic buff. Apart from now that we have a 3-frame parry, which is a recent, I guess, nerf to single needle. The fact that he can just, chuck that out from mid-range and have it almost be uncontestable.
Yeah. No, that move is basically like Falco Laser from Melee. It's insane.
Single needle is probably one of the better projectiles in this game, if not one of the best.
Hey, it's at least top 5.
Ooh.
This is a rough position.
Oh my god, Lucius
right
jumps
now.
at the perfect time. Super good recognition of the down B to know exactly when to get out of there.
Like Lucius came up swinging to stock 1, but right now Wisp is doing a great job of holding down the fort on the second stock, but the safety insurance is on deck. We've seen previously how crazy Lucius can be, like with the bubble stalls, but great ledge stall.
Super good
ledge hog from Wisp there.
Wisp's neutral is just so good in general. He's a very patient player, but not so much like camping, like underactive flat camping. He's just really good at feinting his approaches and then just getting a dash grab.
Just like that.
He plays into Claren's win conditions so well. Because relative to other characters in this game, her neutral is something where she has to just get her grab, and her whole goal is to do that whenever is possible. Because raw moves in a lot of cases are not properly safe. So what he's usually doing is feinting an approach and then being able to get a dash grab in. It's all just long-form conditioning to know when to sneak that in. Great stall on that. Lucius was holding ledge that whole time, and then as soon as he dropped it, Wisp went for the up B.
The fair nerf hurt Lucius a bit here. Are we going to see it? Oh,
great run off nair there. That's a ledge hog. Ooh.
No, but Wisp manages to make it back. Great aerial drift.
Great stall. Wanted to go for that edge cancel there.
We are going coast to coast right now. As we are back on the east. Lucius trying to find a move to confirm into the skill or just
great
letting a
jump
move
catch there from the nair. Very much like a Rivals 1 player and thing, doing those fade back nairs, getting that last hit tripper. Yeah, Lucius playing much more around those top center flashes to make sure he doesn't get contested. Because Claire has a hard time fully contesting if someone if they're on those two platforms. So you can kind of just play these landing mix-ups that Lucius loves to go for. Very interesting up B to go for that, just to like sneak onto that top platform.
I think he may have also been trying to go for a ledge cancel there.
That makes sense.
But Bubble's going to get popped. Are we going to get that back on deck?
I mean, Wisp not pulling the trigger, being very, very methodical with when he wants to really let it rip. Just like that. Catching these attempts at the edge cancels with bears. Nice. Doesn't fade back.
Second one.
He's getting his chip, though. Nice. Bubbles there. Chip him out, 187.
It's like the life insurance policy.
I know Claren may have a hard time killing at these very high percents, but any straight hit may work.
Oh my goodness.
Lucius hitting 200 with these bubbles. We're always going to see a bubble on screen for the rest of this game.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
That is death and taxes.
Lucius is struggling to find his way in, but he does manage to get center stage. Is he gonna...
Wisp is comfortable just chucking out hitboxes. He's fine if it just gets a little more percent. Great air dodge there. Nice. I'm surprised that's still confirmed at 226. Hiding the recognition to go for that landing up air. Wisp takes game 1. Wisp is the lower seed of these two. I think only by 1 place. This is for 4 and 5. Wisp has been extremely dominant recently. I attended Warped back in October, and Wisp ended up getting second at that tournament, beating in order. I think it was me, into Lunar, into Julie, Julie Cheap Potato, who Wisp 3-0'd, and then having to play B-Bats in winners, which he then lost in Grand.
That's an insane
He had
run.
a big run in losers. I think it was Solar Beam, me, Lunar, Julie, and then had to play B-Bats in winners side of Grand, lose side of Grands. Wisp is a incredibly good player. I know from talking to him at Warped recently, he uses ranked as a way to just like play 30 minutes to an hour after work, not putting too much stress into how he's doing. And he's also around the 1850, 1900. He is a grinder, but he's not really focusing on like climbing the leaderboard. It's more just, I need like bite-sized like TikTok, YouTube short games. I just need to play 3 people after work and go to bed.
That makes sense.
He's got a great mental on his shoulders. I think that's definitely a big thing from Rivals 1, where now he's calm. He's able to laugh things off. He's happy to be here. He's happy to play the game. Seems like he's never really upset, or he keeps his composure very well.
We've banned Forced and
Merchant again. Lucius is his favorite stage. He absolutely loves the stage.
he might actually give Steven a run for his money.
They gotta fight for that.
If he comes here again.
You gotta fight all of Arizona. 1 mouse versus an entire state.
He can take it.
Wisp already in much bigger control of this game. Oh my god, the recognition as soon as that down B, the B reverse, I saw Wisp just like immediately turn around and grab the ledge there. He's like, oh, he messed up. Take the opportunity now.
That's that kind of recognition you need though. Give one of these top players an inch and they'll definitely take the mile.
Absolutely. Wisp recognition is just so good. He's a very active player. Not so much like camping or like being aggressive, but more just keeping a conscious eye of what's going on and taking his spots as soon as they come up.
Evil Nair string from Wisp there.
Lapping him in percent. Wisp is in full control of this game right now.
Have an edge guard.
Using the invincibility. Great down air there. I'm loving the uses of these down airs to catch Claren while she's traveling before she can get that hitbox up. Super clean fair on the side.
Lucius is at 77% right now, but Rano is definitely one of the characters that can make a string, but it's looking rough to make the comeback if Wisp is going to keep you holding
Waits
ledge.
out that fade back near side B. That still
That
kills.
killed!
Even without the sweet spot. Saw it coming, didn't know it was going to tip her. Extremely nice recognition. Rondo's combo weight's making it a little awkward to get these regrabs because he's not quite like super floaty, but he's definitely on the lighter side. A lot of characters, including Crag, Zetter, Forest Burn, Claren can get these like double fair into regrab up throw loops. Up throw being like the main combo throw at lower percents, and then using back throw, forward throw mix-ups for those token confirm.
So again, Lucius finds himself at ledge. Fortunately, that hog.
Ooh, the little ledge cancel there to make sure he didn't have as much lag coming off of that.
Yeah, barely getting clipped by the edge of that. An off special Wisp has center stage, but does immediately lose it to Lucius.
I'm loving these little jab checks coming out from Wisp just to like assess the distance on certain moves. It's like a way to just poke grab the ledge. Oh, Lucius goes a little high. Super good ambiguous height there, just so that he didn't have complete security at when Lucius was going to go for ledge. Spaces out that back air. Loses the charge on it a little bit. Hold it for like maybe a couple frames too slow. Lucius is missing a lot of his up B confirm setups. I mean, not confirmed, all of his edge cancels. I feel like this might not be the best stage if this goes to a game 3 where Lucius loses this one. Great back air catch there. Bubble coming out. He is ready to tank into that. Wisp smashes. He's like, get that out of the way. I'm putting myself in between you and the bubble. You're not DIing into that. He recognizes Lucius's win con here, and he wanted to get that out as soon as possible.
We're seeing Lucius
No bubble on the stage.
There. Good. Ooh, this is gonna be a wall jump.
Nice catch from that. Wisp takes game 2. Remember, Lucius is the higher seed here. Wisp looking very good game 2.
Even then, this is 4-5 seed, right?
This is 4-5. It's very close.
It's 4-5. This could really go anyway.
Absolutely. Wisp looking calm and composed.
I am wondering if we are. Oh no, we're gonna see the
Different
tempest.
stage. I think this is good.
I was gonna say after that game 2, it's like game 1.
I don't blame him.
You let it rip. You know, it was close, but I could do it. But after that SD and just how dominant Wisp was with his edge guards, it's like, okay, yeah, no, I need to change the
I
pace.
am liking the decision to pick almost an entirely opposing stage. While Merchant had a big open space, these are... Oh, his controller's doing the shield thing again.
That is unfortunate.
When I tried to play him on stream earlier, his controller would just hold shield. Like, he would just put it down, and it would just hold shield.
It appears we are fixed.
Happening mid-set is very stressful.
Let's get GameCube controllers.
I do like the recognition of the stage. Oh, it's running off.
Got a whole neutral and you can come back in.
Talking about the stage pick again, I really do like the recognition of going to what I consider the exact opposite. I feel like if you're in a best-of-5 set and you lose game 2, pick a stage that is as far away as possible from what you just went on. Something like the difference between Rockwall and Dojo, for example. Dojo is small stage, compact with platforms. Rockwall is big open space in the center. In this case, Merchant, big open space in the center, versus Tempest, which is one of the smaller stages with center platforms. It's changing the pace entirely. They're on the double stage.
They're trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
we're
he's
still
having the shield thing
troubles.
happen. I think that's a very important thing to recognize in those best-of-5 sets, where it's like, not only what is my opponent doing, but also what is the other approach I can take to this stage if I can have a different way to go into this matchup. It's also why best-of-5 is a really nice format, to be able to experiment with those things. Be like, okay, this option didn't work. I'm going to do a 180. I'm going to pull out something that I think was completely opposing to the game plan I had. Some people are very stubborn and will continue to pick the stage because they know that was the best in the moment, and I don't blame them for that, especially when Lucius, as we've mentioned, with his preference of Merchant Port. I don't blame him for trying that one more time, but then it went worse. So I understand I'm going to do a stage that is so different than the one I just went to.
I don't think I could have phrased it any better for myself, and especially with just, you know, cut out the center stage. And if Wisp is just going to have complete control over that, we appear to be going to get a backup. Or a different adapter, it looks like. Wisp has the grasp on center stage. I need to cut that out, trim the fat, and just go straight into the advantage. Because when Lucius was, you know, in the driver's seat, as brief as it was, he was doing pretty good. Unfortunately, that SD just... I'm struggling to talk right now, my bad. That SD in the second game cost him a lot. And I think he may have lost a little bit of steam from that.
Absolutely. I'm hoping this momentum reset unintentionally may be what Lucius needs just to like get his composure back after being down 2 games. Lucius is no stranger to reverse 3-0s. One of his sets with Taco Cat at wavelength for winner's side in the exact same position was a reverse 3-0 where Lucius was down 2-0. So he is absolutely no stranger to being able to lock in when he needs to, and I think this extended unintentional tech break may be what he needs.
Take a minute and break down what was happening. What was Wisps doing?
Absolutely.
Was getting me caught. I need to adapt to that. I can't do any of my crazy movement, and so I need to just play bare bones. I'm looking for buttons.
I think the opposing stage counter pick is the right idea. To change it up, to mix up what he's doing, go for a different approach entirely.
Trim the fat.
Absolutely. I think also one of the benefits to such a small stage is that there's nowhere for Wisp to run if Lucius wants to put out those single needles. Wisp would have to make a hard call out because of how fast that dart comes out in order to check it with something like a down special, which does cover almost the entire stage because of how large it is, but being able to catch onto that may be something that's more difficult for Wisp. So I do think making those small stages and being able to lock down with single needle when it travels almost the length of the entire stage would be really beneficial going into this third game.
We just need to see if Wisp is even able to play out this third game. We're having some massive controller issues right now.
I'm hoping so too. I know that he mentioned worst case scenario, he can borrow someone else's GameCube controller. His controller is entirely stock. It is an OEM, but he has some custom buttons on it for colors. As you can see, there's like
I don't think the buttons would cause an issue. Though.
No. It's basically a stock GameCube controller.
Are we good? It's hard to tell. It's just been a really chill event today.
Absolutely. I'm glad that TAP were able to host Rivals 1 and Rivals 2 at the same time. I feel like this has always been more of like an appreciation of the game rather than like a big, important major.
Exactly.
Especially when a lot of people are going to be attending Let's Make Big Moves coming up in the city at the New Yorker. That's going to be that. Stack the entrant cap. 256 people.
That's crazy. But you know what else? It's a really cool appreciation of both Rivals games.
Mm-hmm.
Hitfall, baby.
Ooh, we're plugging.
We're plugging.
When's the next one? March?
March 15th. We have a new arena. We have a new venue.
Oh yeah, because Xanadu shut down.
It's really sad. Today's the last Xanadu event, so some people that I think would have been here otherwise are there. They're celebrating the history, the culture.
We're here for the
I
love
don't
of the
blame
game,
them,
you know?
but also Ubel, I miss you. You're a cool guy. But March 15th at the THG Arena, the Hyro Group have been kind enough to give us a chance. So we're hoping that running 5 events in one day, 3 brackets to redemption, is enough to make sure that we can continue hosting in the future. But we've got 19 PCs in-house at that venue.
Ooh, very nice.
Now, compared to here, that's small talk, but also compared to Xanadu, we're working about with twice as much.
Super understandable. I mean, we're running 24 for 2 brackets, so it's basically 12 per. There's like a whole row of 6 per bracket.
Okay, we're
match.
getting into it.
All
Hopefully.
right.
Are we doing a butt check real quick?
He's let go. We're good?
We're good!
Let's go.
Okay, game 3.
All right.
Lucius' last chance to make something count for the winner's bracket.
I already like how he was testing the water with those single needles. As you can saw, it covered the entire length of the stage. This would force Wisp to have to play very far away in order to be able to get those parries off of. And I think it's going to force him to want to jump more, which would be something that Lucius is much more comfortable contesting in from those Rivals experiences. Lucius is a bit of a jumper, so being able to contest it with things like a lingering Rano Nair, lingering Rano down air, would be much more his speed rather than Wisp's very grounded, like, feinting his shield approaches.
Speaking of Rano Downer, Lucius is doing a great job of taking
that's not
advantage of that.
techable. That's not techable. He's
That's not
dead.
techable. He's dead.
Very nice. Using that soft hit back air because Wisp, that move is not strong enough for you to be able to tech the wall. So Rano can get invincibility.
Ooh.
Super nice catch there.
Super nice catch. Went super deep. Got the tipper. It looked like it wasn't going to kill, but barely managed to sneak it in.
Wisp with punishes. I do think his approach of trying to get Wisp to jump more and anti-air him has already been working in raids. I think it's been very, look, just like that. Catching him, anti-air, needle boost fair. I think Lucius, he's a different beast than he was in Rivals 1. I would have never imagined him whipping out the needle boost setups. Now it's a staple of his play.
Towards the end, he was definitely experimenting a little more, but he's come blossomed into a beautiful butterfly.
Absolutely.
Here in Rivals 2. Ooh, barely gonna.
This mouse it's New York City sized. One of those steroided rats. He's big and muscular now.
He got barely clipped by that down air there. Did cost him his stage control, unfortunately.
Misses
Doesn't get the edge.
cancel.
Doesn't get the ledge
Up
cancel.
air.
Those were made a little bit harder to do in the most recent patches.
Ooh, gets the crouch cancel there, but Wisp has just enough time to grab him out of that.
I'm surprised we didn't see back air there. Probably wouldn't have connected.
Ooh, tries to get the extended hitbox from hitting the bubble into that. Lucius does not bite. Trying to use zone bubble against him by just F smashing into it. I think that's a really smart move, actually.
Try and catch Wisp on the recovery down. Fortunately for Lucius, the Wisp
Fully
does make it back.
charged.
Oh,
We get in the beam.
oh, he
Oh
doesn't
my
connect.
god, it almost works. It kills him anyway. We've
The
seen
fear.
the beam kill in a tournament set. Run off jab, forward air. Just like that. Last stock game.
Counter pick definitely working out.
Wisp is definitely starting to jump a lot more than he was in the first couple of games, trying to use these side platforms to his advantage and be able to approach with him. Lucius is very ready, just like fading back with those aerials. Ooh, great idea to CC and trying to get an option out.
Those do no longer flinch, but Lucius is just doing his best to keep Wisp off stage in order to
Big damage
keep
coming in.
building up this percent. We do get the ledge cancel this time. Unfortunately, Lucius doesn't
Great
get
roll
anything
in
off
to
it.
avoid the grab.
It keeps getting caught by all these little hits, and sooner or later, he's going to be approaching kill percent. Great fade back. Lucius is doing his best to hold on to the center stage. Getting a little chip in hits of his own, but he does lose it to that back air.
Great catch with the jump there with the fade back nair. Like that, F smash read. Wisp takes it 3-0. Moving on to play Cake Assault in Weird Semis.
Lucius clearly not a full power today. He doesn't own the full suit.
That's what I'm saying. If he had that, if he had everything on, he don't even got the feet on.
You don't even get
Like it's not even the
To be
partial.
fair,
It's just the head. It's not even the partial.
he doesn't even have
It's
the
like
tail.
part of the partial.
He doesn't have the tail. Because the partial used to be the head and the tail, but now he's got no tail.